So hello everyone, welcome to the next tutorial that is of React Router DOM. So what are we exactly gonna do here? Let me show you this. This is what exactly we are going to build. It is a very simple component. So what exactly it does is, please keep a check on the URL. It will keep changing when I'll click on these buttons. So these are actually links, not buttons. So when I click on home, it takes me to home. When I click on contact, what exactly is doing it is actually rendering another page. So I'll show you. I have created three different pages, that is contact, home and about section. So if you can clearly see, whenever I'm clicking on this, you cannot you can see that this page is not actually refreshing. It's automatically rendering it without refreshing the page. So this is the magic of React Router DOM. So now I am using this code sandbox to create my React app. So you can simply go on codesandbox.io. This is the link, and from here you can click on create sandbox, and after that just click on this official React template by Code Sandbox. So it will take a little time to load sometimes. Yeah, so you can see that our demo app is already running. Let's edit these content and check if everything is rendering properly. So what I'll do is I'll simply cut this out and I'll type here as I am React Router DOM. Yeah, so it is actually rendering here. This means we are good to go. So here are few dependencies that you have to download. Or for example, I'll just show you here. If you are on VS Code and using the npm start server, so what command you have to type is, that is npm install react router DOM. So this is what you have to type and install it. So I am on Code Sandbox right now, so I'll just write here React router, and it will automatically, you can see that I'm getting the suggestions of React Router DOM. So this is the beauty of Code Sandbox. You don't have to actually install stuff and every dependency here. So now we can see that React Router DOM version 17.0.1 is installed. So let's get started, and from here you can see in our source folder we have two files. So let's leave them as it is. Let's create a component file, that is components. Yeah, in this component section, what I'll do is I'll create another these files. Let's call this as what do we call it, like about.js. yeah, and here I'll import React from obviously React, and here I'll create my functional component, that is const about is equal to fat arrow functions return. Let's return a div, for example. It will say I am about. Yeah, and from here we will export this as export default about. So this is it. We have the about component here. Let's copy this data because we're gonna use this again. Now here we'll write this as home.js, and what we'll do is we'll paste it here and we'll just edit few things, home, and here what we'll do is this is home, and let's change this as well. That is home. So right now you cannot see here because I am not actually importing this into app.js. So next, let's create another component that will say contact.js. Yeah, let's paste it again and let's edit it again. That is sorry, this is contact again, my bad. So here we'll use contact. Yeah, and here I'll write I am, it's already written, contact. Sorry. So we can see that we have our three components ready. Let's create another component which will be our nav component. It is navbar.js. So what navbar, like the thing that you saw here, that is this black bar. Let's create this first. Okay, so again I'm going to import react from obvious react, and here const navbar is equal to arrow functions return, and here I'll return a div, and inside the div let's export this first. Export default navbar. So this is it, and yeah, let's put a nav component here. I mean this nav tag here. So in the nav I'll put some links here. So we're not actually going to use anchor tags here. This is just to demonstrate you. So this will write href is equal to, let's put this as, yeah, and let's call this as home, and inside home again let's paste it again. This will say contact, and this will say about. Yeah, so let's do one thing. Let's go to app section and import this navbar, that is navbar, and from here you have to, this will say that navbar is undefined, so we'll import navbar from one directory back, and from components, and this is navbar. So you can clearly see we have three components, this three links here, that is home, contact, and about. So what right now it will take us to home page again. So now what we're gonna do is, let's start working with our this, what do we call it, our React Router DOM. So we have already installed it. So now I'll import few things. I'll write import, and let's put curly braces here from, React Router DOM. Here it is. So what we'll do is we'll import browser router, and we'll import link, we'll import switch. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's import link later, switch, and another is route. So these things are mandatory here, and there you will see number of developers doing this. Since the browser router name is a little longer, so what they do is they import it as browser router as a router. So what exactly this is just to rename the browser router as router. So what will this help us is, wherever we have to use this browser router, instead we can just call this as router. So now what we'll do is we'll import this router here, router, and we'll put our app component, that is this component, in our router. So this is a mandatory thing to do here, otherwise the React Router DOM won't work. So inside the router, now what we'll do is we'll define certain routes. So to define certain routes we need a route switcher. So what exactly route switcher is? Route switcher, you can say it actually matches the route. So let me show you what I'm exactly trying to tell. So what we'll import is we'll import switch, and we'll import switch from here, yeah, just like that. And now what we'll do is we'll make some routes, right? Let's call this route as home, okay, and okay, we actually don't need to use this home here. Let's do one thing. Let's just close it here. Now what we have to do is we have to define a path to which our route will point to, right? So let's put this as our home section, that is whenever this URL loads, it will automatically show us the home component. So here now we have to tell the route to which component to render, that is we'll write component, and we will write here as this home component. As soon as you write home here, my editor or code sandbox will automatically import this file from the components directory. So we can see that this is home already. Look, as soon as this URL is loaded, we can see the home here. So next, let's copy this and we'll paste it 3 times, and here instead of home we'll write contact. It will again import. Otherwise, if you're on VS Code, you have to manually import it. So now here I'll write about, and it will again import it. Now what we'll have to do is, this is for contact, so we'll write URL as contact, and this will write URL as about, right? So there is a little problem here, like actually how this switch matches the route. It just check the prefixes, that is whenever it finds this what do we call it, this whatever this is. So whenever we it actually matches this will start showing the very first component. This is what switch does. So sometimes you can fall into some problem. So you it's better if you type this word exact here. So what exact will do is, exact will automatically render the component which just contains this one. So whenever, now if you, for example, if you go on contact, it's loading again. So you can see here I am contact component rendered here. So let's go back on our URL. So this is it. So I am home again. So our routes are set, as you can see. Now what we have to do, we have to link these routes to our nav component. So what we'll do is, let's go to our nav component. Where are you, nav bar? Yeah, here is our nav bar. So what now, instead of anchor tags, we are going to use link, that is link. And sorry, this is, yeah, you can see the link got imported automatically. So again I'll have to close it. Here I'll write home, and here you have to define 2, like the path where you have to go, that is equal to this one. Yes, similarly I'll copy this and I'll copy it and paste it again. This let me delete these 3 links, and it will say contact, it will say about, and here it will go to about, and here it will go to contact. Yes, just like that. Yeah, now what we'll do is, let's put give some styles to this this nav component, and or let's check if it's working or not. Now if you click on home, it is already at home. Now if you click at contact, you can see the URL changes, and we are easily able to render the contact component. When we click on about, it takes us to the about section. So you can see that the URL is not actually loading again and again, it's dynamically rendering this. So let's give this some styling. Let's import the styles first, that is import to directory back, and we'll styles.css. Yeah, just like that. Now we'll go to styles, we target our nav, let's give it a margin of 10 pixels. Yeah, so I mean, let's give it a padding as well, padding 10 pixels, right? And after the padding, we are gonna give this a background of black, right? I'll just use the black name here. And now you can see we'll target the anchor tags, that is, first of all, color should be white, and text decoration, that is text decoration should be none. So yeah, and let's give it a margin as well, margin of 10 pixels again. So you can see now we have a beautiful looking, not beautiful actually, it's good looking nav bar. And when we click on about, it takes us to about. When we click on contact, it takes us to contact. When we go on home, it takes us to home. So this is a fully functional, fully working navigation using React Router DOM. So tell me in the comment section how you like it and what new videos you want me to make, so I can, just code them live. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.